Hey, Brad, what's that?
What's what?
That thing right in front of you, man.
Oh, you mean the script that's telling me to remind our listeners to subscribe to Geeklirious on iTunes or any platform of their choice?
Yeah, but wasn't there more?
Alright, let me take a look. Hey, there's a part where I tell the listeners to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter using our handle @Geeklirious.
Yeah, that's the best line I ever wrote.
Oh, crap. I deleted it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 35 of Geeklirious. My name is Brian Campriello. His name is Mike Tessmacher.
Hey.
And today, we are going to be breaking down the best casted actors for villains in comic-based movies.
Yeah. Thought this would be a fun topic.
Totally fun. I am 100% down with this topic, and this is very much so inspired by the announcement that Jared Leto will be playing Morbius. Thank you.
The living vampire.
I love that. I love that name. It's a cool name.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, I would like to thank your girlfriend Alyssa for helping us out.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Alyssa. Actually, she's my fiance.
The queen of binge.
Yes, she is. Yeah. Oh my God, she is the binge-watching queen. I think she's in there right now, binging the second season of Glow.
Yeah. That was a good episode. So yeah, thanks, Alyssa. For
that was a lot of fun. But yeah, so we both thought that Jared Leto is a fantastic choice for Morbius. They're both pale and slender, and honestly, I couldn't think of a better actor to play him.
Yeah, my thoughts on that, just because I wasn't here last week. I like this. I like him better than him as the Joker.
Yeah, I would say so. Better casting.
It fits. Morbius is really cool. Depending on how they do it, of course, it's Sony, so we'll see.
Yeah.
It could. I like Jared Leto though, so I want to see him in something good that I can actually get into and enjoy.
Yeah. So that really inspired this week's topic. But first, as we always do on Geeklirious, let's do a little catch up. Mike, how have you been doing?
Good. It's been a busy week with the moving and all. It's always
You're all settled into your new place?
Yeah.
Your new pad?
Settled, maybe not completely settled, but pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Would you say like an 85% there?
Yeah, maybe 90.
85, 90? Okay, that's good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I think I'm still about 95% settled into this place. I've been here for about 4 years. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but other than that...
There's always stuff to be done.
I haven't really been doing much. I did get to read a few comics here and there. The new Immortal Hulk.
Cool.
That was really good. What else did I read?
Starboy?
No. It does look good, though.
I want to read it. I'll read it.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a few comics here and there. Nothing too crazy.
That's cool.
How about you?
Oh, me? Well, alright, so, I started playing The Last of Us, finally, after, 34 episodes of Mike hounding me every week to play it. I started playing it. Actually, it was pretty funny, so, I'll tell you the story of how I decided to begin playing it.
Please do.
So, I went to GameStop, and I bought, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 remastered. And I came home, and I was looking at it, and I was about to put it into my PlayStation. And I'm like, you know what? If I don't play Last of Us first and I start a new game, Mike literally might strangle me during the recording of the podcast.
You were right.
So I put it over there. It's still in the on the rack, and I took out Last of Us and I popped it in, and I waited the half an hour for it to download its update, and I started playing it, and it's good. It's good so far. I really like the animation of the characters. I was especially impressed with who's the main character. What's his name? Joel. Yes. He during the first part of the game, when the explosions start going off and you play his daughter, and you're walking around, like the body language that she expresses, like the little like the nervousness and how she keeps like grabbing her shoulders and
tensing up.
The way she walks downstairs and just blew me away.
Crazy opening.
Very, very, very strong opening.
You weren't expecting that opening, right?
No, I wasn't. Because I knew the game was about a girl and like a dad. Yeah. So I figured this was the girl you played as in the game, and then that didn't happen.
No.
But yeah, no, I'm about maybe I would say a 16th to an 8th into the game. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but judging by my knowledge of past games and how they're built, I'm probably about there.
Well, you said you just met.
I just met Ellie. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's still like a good 80% left.
Yeah, that's why I said yeah.
Maybe more. I don't know. A little bit.
No, but I'm really excited to keep playing it. I'm enjoying what I've done so far. It's difficult. I like the stealth mechanisms in the game. That works really well. Throwing the bottles and the bricks. Actually reminds me very much so of The Evil Within. I was telling you before, some of the game mechanics and the stealth mechanisms. Actually, I, believe it or not, enjoy the stealth mechanisms in Evil Within a lot. So the fact that it's similar in Last of Us, I'm digging that. That's cool. Yeah. I did like the sneak attacks in Evil Within better, though. Like, they were quicker.
Yeah.
Like, this one more so reminds me of, Metal Gear or, Splinter Cell. Plus, if you don't have a shiv, it's like a strangle.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have a knife on you? Maybe you get one later. I don't know. Anyway, like I said, not too far into the game, but enjoying it nonetheless. I will keep you guys updated as I continue. But yes, that pretty much does it for me for the week.
Well, I'm glad you finally started it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Oh, and Alyssa and I finished up Riverdale Season 2.
Oh, okay. How was it?
It was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Once again, it ended on a cliffhanger, so I gotta wait till Season 3 now to figure out what happened, but...
Of course.
They're still at war with, this business mogul who's buying up the town, and he's using mob tactics, and it's interesting. And then I started Flash, Season 4, Season 4. Yeah, I've been busy.
Busy bee.
Yeah, it's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. So, I think we should jump into our main topic.
Why don't we?
So, as I said previously, these are the best casted villains from comic books. This includes movies and TV, all live action. So,
according to us, at least.
So, you wanna start us off, Mike?
Sure. Now, this isn't necessarily numbered, right?
No. This the numbers don't really matter. This is just our opinions of the best casted. This is not a top 10.
Okay. I will start off with Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah. Alfred Molina.
Yeah. He was just really good. I like the Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, in the first one. He was really good, but still a little too campy.
A little over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's talking to himself in the mirror and all that.
Yeah. Which they kind of did with Doc Ock 2, to a certain extent, but I feel like it kind of made... I don't know, maybe it just fit better. Maybe, I don't know. It worked for his character, I guess.
See, I wasn't expecting that from you. I never really heard you praise the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies before, so...
Yeah, generally I don't. But I did... Just because I'm a super huge Doc Ock fan, I think. Even from the comics.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite villains. Spider-Man villains, at least. Maybe him and... I don't know, it's a toss-up. Yeah, him,
Venom.
maybe... Yeah. I'm a huge Venom guy.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we were talking before about I bought the new Deadpool bands from the Marvel line. They have a really sick Venom sweater. Or like sweatshirt, like a hoodie. Looks really sick, and I kind of want it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like Venom, don't get me wrong, but...
Off topic, but continue.
Doc Ock is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely the best one out of the trilogy.
I would agree with that.
I have problems with the movie.
He comes crashing through that cafe in that one scene. Dude, that's such a cool scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
Grabs the grandma. And Mary Jane. Not Mary Jane. Frickin' Aunt May.
Yeah, Aunt May. Yeah. Really good stuff. I wish they would have not made him so, like, crazy towards the end. But it kind of worked.
Yeah, I mean, you sympathize with him a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
That's the mark of a good villain.
Yeah, he had good intentions, and, you know, he saw himself as the hero, and that's, like, a lot of the best villains are like that, so it worked for me.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I haven't watched that in years.
Yeah.
I think I own it on DVD still.
What about you?
Alright, so, let's see. Should I go big right off the bat, or work my way down? I'm gonna go big right off the bat. So, I'm gonna go, Tom Hiddleston as Loki. Obviously, this is in Avengers 1, where he is the main villain of the movie. So, obviously, Loki kind of turns into an anti-hero, and towards the end of his tenure with the Marvel Universe, almost becomes, I'd say, a good guy. But in Avengers 1, he's as bad as they come, and he is evil to the core and a solid villain. I think that Tom Hiddleston really embodies that god of mischief.
Yeah.
His quirky attitude, his mannerisms, the way he jokes, and the way he kind of varies between intense and plotting and brooding, and then also lighthearted and funny, almost, in a way.
He has, like, some of the best parts in Avengers. Maybe not, like, necessarily because, like, him when Hulk is smashing him and stuff. Like, there's so much good stuff, and then when he brings that back in Thor Ragnarok, so good.
Oh, yeah, no. There's not much more I can really say about Loki. Just an actual threat to the Avengers. Yeah. And the thing is that he's not even, like, super strong. He just uses his, like, that passive perception almost to kind of, he plots and he plans and he gets things to go his way, and I love it.
Yeah,
Great.
He's the brains, Thor's the bronze. Both of them are good, but they have different ways of going about things, you know? Really cool. And I love the dynamic between Loki and Thor, and you see through, obviously, Tom Hiddleston, like, you see, like, what great acting, and, like, he just really kills it.
Oh, he absolutely does. And that's
like,
why...
relationship with, you know, because Thor was telling the funny stories about how he turns into Snake and stuff. Just stuff like that. If it wasn't Tom Hiddleston, it just wouldn't have been right.
Yeah. I agree. I can't think of a better actor, and that's why he is cast so well as Loki.
Perfect. And I don't think we've seen the last of him as Loki.
No?
I don't think so.
Well, we'll have to see.
Loki don't go out like that. Nah.
Daddy don't get scared.
Oh, man.
What's next on your list?
All right. I want to go with Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Michael Keaton.
Yes. Oh, man. Well, it's Michael Keaton, so there's that. And then the Vulture taking a B-line character, villain like that, even though I like the Vulture. But most people don't really know. He's just an old guy with wings for the most part. And they turned him into a guy, like, a cool, but like, blue collar, a dad. Oh man, so good.
And in the comics, they always portrayed him as like an older man.
Yeah.
And I think this middle-aged Vulture really breathes new life into the character.
Yeah. Like, and it's cool because he is an old man when you're comparing him to Peter Parker, you know? Because Peter Parker, like 16, 17. Mm-hmm. So, to him, he's ancient, Yeah. So there is that. So he is like an old man. So there's that, but, it's still Michael Keaton. And how he gets the wings from the alien tech.
Yeah.
It was just so good, and you like Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, you sympathize with this character. He's just trying to, in a bad way, he's stealing things, but he's not really hurting anybody. It's just,
it's true, yeah.
Oh man, he was just so good.
See, and what casting is great when a character kind of takes over the thought in your mind of that character.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say in a really convoluted way is that when I think of the Vulture now, I used to think of bald-headed, flappy guy. Now I think of Michael Keaton.
Yeah. And that's a better thought.
It is a way better thought.
So his relationship with Peter Parker, all that stuff when he was talking to him in the car alone before the prom.
Oh, yes. Oh, great scene. Yeah.
So much good stuff. And even at the end, when he could have given Spider-Man up, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because he respects what, everything. Oh man, Vulture was so good. I'm happy to see him come in the next one.
Yeah.
Apparently, supposedly he's going to be reprising his role.
That would be awesome. Even if he's like in jail and he's giving like advice from jail or something like that, or they visit him while he's in jail.
Like, please give me a Sinister Six movie with him in it.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Please do that. Come on now.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Him in the Shocker. Ooh, you're gonna shock me? That so good. What's yours, Brian?
Alright, next for me. Alright, I'm gonna go a little DC on this one and head into the CW universe. So, I really hope I pronounced this right, but Matt Letcher as the Reverse Flash.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna go with that.
See, I don't know anything about the Reverse Flash, so please tell.
The Reverse Flash is Barry Allen's mortal enemy throughout time. He's the one who killed his mom.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, he goes back in time and pretty much sets up the event for everything wrong in Barry's life. So, the Reverse...
Why'd he kill his mom, though?
So, because
Is that spoiler?
No, because he hates Barry in the future.
Oh.
It's almost like a time, loop.
Yeah.
So, he goes back in time, which kills his mom. His dad is framed for it.
Yeah.
And those events set up Barry Allen to become the Flash in the first place.
He hates the Flash, but he indirectly makes the Flash.
Yep. That's why it's such a cool story.
Yeah.
It's almost like Batman, how Batman creates a lot of his villains indirectly.
Yeah. Joker and the acid pit.
Yeah, if you want to go with that incarnation of the Joker, because no one actually knows his like true origin story. He's one of those weird characters.
Yeah.
I feel like every time they do a Joker in a movie, it's a different origin. I think the Vat of Acid I think is the most popular one, but obviously in Gotham there's a completely different one for the Joker.
Is there?
Yeah. You'll have to watch it, but
I won't.
You'll have to not watch it. But he does such a good job. Like, Matt Letcher really does pull like this pure hatred for Barry Allen. Mm-hmm. Like, and it really comes out when they're having their final fight.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I hate you so much. He hates Barry Allen with such a passion, and it really comes through on the performance. Mm-hmm. And just the way he has no regard for what he does. He has no problem hurting Barry's family and friends to get to him. And you really despise him by the end of it. And, especially during the Flashpoint paradox in season 3, when Barry has to free, because what happens is, not to give any spoilers, but if you haven't watched, season 3 of Flash yet, don't listen to this part, skip ahead like 20 seconds. But, Barry realizes that going back in time to save his parents actually screwed a lot of things up. So he has to take Reverse Flash back in time and have him kill his mom.
Yeah.
So he's such a good villain. He plays such a good part, and I couldn't think of another person to play it. He was a relatively unknown actor to me. I never heard of him before, and now every time I see him in something, I'm like, oh, he's the Reverse Flash. He's a great actor. I love him, and just plays the part to a T.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, really good stuff.
My number 3, right?
Number 3? Yeah, you're number 3.
Magneto.
Ian McKellen.
No, Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright, that's cool.
Yeah, I think he was the best part of those X-Men movies, in my opinion. Those X-Men movies aren't great, but he was great in them, and I really feel like he encapsulated Magneto very well.
You don't like the First Class?
No, I do. But, but then he wasn't really a villain in that. It was the other guy.
Kevin Bacon's character, yeah.
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 But, I mean, he was in it, he just wasn't, like, the main villain, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he's technically... For the sake of argument, he's technically a villain.
He's definitely a villain, but in that movie, at least.
Yeah, he's more like Loki in, like, Age of Ultron or something. Where he's not quite a total villain.
Yeah, once again, I guess I like those kind of characters where they're, that gray area that they, reside in. I like that. Obviously, it's Magneto's one of my favorite villains of all time in anything. So, and Fassbender's just great. I like him as Magneto. I don't know. I know the movies aren't great.
I like it.
Yeah.
Especially Days of Future Past. That's probably my favorite X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah. Probably right about that.
Love it.
Yeah. And he was awesome in that.
Mm-hmm.
And they really show, like, him using his powers. The Ian McKellen, one is cool, but he's just so old.
Yeah. He is rather old for the part.
Like, I don't want Grandpa Magneto. Like, I want to see, like, veteran Magneto, but not, like, wheelchair
You want,
Magneto.
like, Josh Brolin Cable Magneto.
Yeah.
Like that age.
Gray hair, but not, atrophied.
Right.
Even though I liked that one as well, but yeah, Fassbender was the way to go. Magneto.
Okay, so, speaking of Josh Brolin, I'll just break into it. Thanos.
Yeah.
Probably the most, recent one on this list as far as villains goes.
Yeah.
He stole the show in Avengers Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. It was his movie.
It really was his movie. The lengths that he went through in order to complete his goal, his motivations, he did whatever it took.
Yeah.
Killing his loved one. Just how he really truly believed that what he was doing was the right thing. Just overall menacing, deadly, but also almost admirable for, his perseverance.
Yeah, he did sacrifice a lot, and he knew that was, but he did it, and he knew he was gonna turn into a villain by doing what he thought he had to do. So, yeah, really, performance is just outstanding. And it's one of the first times, for me at least, where I saw a villain that was, so much CGI, and completely forgot about the CGI.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
That's hard to do.
It really is.
Really hard. That doesn't happen with me, because, I'm a jaded geek, and I always see the actors through their disguises and whatnot. Yeah. But, yeah, man, so good.
CGI is getting so darn good nowadays, it's hard.
How they do the mocap.
Yeah.
And all that, the animation with so good.
He was menacing. I loved his look in it. The purple with the gold, Infinity Gauntlet. Very cool. I always have a thing for, bigger villains. Mm-hmm. I love, whenever I play, a video game, a fighter video game, I always pick, the biggest guy, Street Fighter, Zangief, and in Injustice, I always pick Bane, the bigger guys, Mm-hmm. And he just has a great look. He looks like he can kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
And
he can.
And he can, and he did.
He does. Yes, he definitely does.
And just, I loved how, you have the Avengers, Earth's mightiest heroes, and it took everything they had, and they still couldn't bring him down. So. Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to be explored still with that character. We're not done yet with him, but...
No, we are not.
Oh, man. Just so good. How they managed to do, all the stuff they did in that movie with him and Gamora, the one of my favorite scenes in the movie with them going into the past with young Gamora, and he's on her planet.
Yeah.
Adopting, quote unquote, her.
He turns her away from the violence. He hands her the knife, and
powerful.
Yeah, it really is
super powerful.
I loved it. I loved every second he was on screen, which was quite a bit. So, yep, Thanos definitely one of, in my opinion, the greatest movie villains of all time, and especially as far as casting goes, Josh Brolin knocked it out of the park on this one.
Absolutely.
All right, so what's your number 4? I think we're up to, right?
No, we're on number 2.
Well, your 4th pick, I mean.
True. Yeah.
So I guess 2.
Numbers confuse me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Purple Man. Kilgrave.
Mr. David Tennant himself.
Yeah. Mr. Doctor Who. Man. I don't even like Kilgrave in the comics too much. But what was so great about David Tennant's, how he did the role, he just killed it.
Yeah.
Between the relationship with him and Jessica Jones. Obviously, I should have mentioned from Jessica Jones, Kilgrave.
Yes.
Man. Everyone should know that.
Everyone if you're not aware, the villain from Jessica Jones, the Netflix series.
Yes. Man, just so good. His powers are so overpowered and ridiculous, but he uses it in such smart ways, and it keeps you guessing through the whole show. He just plays, and then in season 2, where he's in her mind still, and he's singing that song from her friend. It's just hilarious.
Patsy?
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many good parts, but you really see that he was tortured as a kid almost.
Oh yeah,
it was not all fun and games for him, even though, like, now he can pretty much do whatever he wants. But there's so much, like, they actually go into, like, how, like, the negative aspects of that, which were really interesting.
I always think of that one scene. I'm sure that's the one you're just about to talk about, but the one where he's like I think he's talking to Jessica, and he's like, it's like, how do you want to? It's like, how would you, be able to live when you would ask people questions and never know if they were doing what you told them to do or they were actually free thinking.
Or you go tell someone to go F themselves out of anger, and they actually do it.
Yeah.
And he just does some sick, terrifying, evil, dark, twisted things to Jessica Jones and a lot of everybody, pretty much.
Yeah,
really
the junkie kid in the first season who turned, I forget his name, but pretty much forcing him to stay on drugs in order to be his patsy, and just seducing women and breaking into people's houses, and
making people like
kill themselves,
dance forever, making people like stab their eyes out, doing crazy stuff, so crazy, but.
Yeah, David Tennant as a villain is just so phenomenal.
I was not expecting to like him as much, and now I'm a super fan. So yeah, awesome.
I think you should watch Doctor Who at least for David Tennant's run.
When I get around to
a lot of good stuff.
One of these days.
A lot of good stuff. All right, what's next for Brian?
Brian's number 2 or number 4,
whichever way you want to count. I'm going to go with Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger from Black Panther.
Yes.
So, Michael Jordan he was already in good shape. He did the movie Creed. Yeah. But his training regimen for Killmonger, I was watching a couple of YouTube videos of, I like this one dude, Obese to Beast. He does a lot of, celebrity workout routines. And he does The Rock and stuff like that. But he did Killmonger's routine. Killmonger's routine's ridiculous.
I could only imagine.
Just like the work that Mr. B. Jordan put into this. It's insane. It's insane. And the character himself, that inner anger and how he kind of goes from the cool, calm, collected to the angry, and how he's so confident in the role. Mm-hmm. He really embodies the character.
Yeah, definitely. Even but there's so much, there's a reason for it. He's not necessarily wrong, he's just going things about it in the wrong ways, Yeah. Really crazy stuff. But he's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's absolutely cool. One of my favorite scenes in that whole movie is when they break into the museum.
Yeah.
Him and, Claw, yeah. And he's talking to the worker at the museum, and he's like, "Oh, what's this from? Oh, what's that from?" And he's like, "Oh, what's this from?" And she's like, "Oh, it's from this." He's like, "Nah." He's like, "You may have gotten it from there, but it was originally from Wakanda." And he's like, "I think I'll take it." He's like, "Oh, it's not for sale." And he's like, just he's so, I love it. Like you said, cool, calm, collected.
But also you see that almost that childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Also, come out.
Oh yeah.
Especially towards the later half.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get to see him as a kid and
what brought him to the point
stuff, all that being a scared kid.
Yeah.
At that point, and seeing what he saw,
he uses all that fear and anger to turn himself into a killing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes that anger and fear that he felt, and he puts it into.
He's kind of like anti-Batman.
Yeah.
It's like instead of becoming a superhero, he becomes a murderous monster. He's he's got all those scars for his kills, and his body's covered in them.
And that's, most of the time, that's the more likely scenario that happens, you know, people that have these terrible childhoods.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know.
I mean, look at,
you get killmongers.
Yeah, look at, I mean, in actuality, all these, the serial killers, and you find out they were, like, molested as kids and stuff like that, you know? It's like, when you're, you know, when you're a kid and you have, so many dark, terrible things happen to you, it messes with you in that way, and turns you into a monster. And in Killmonger's case, a monster who is from Wakanda and is able to take a seat of power. So, yes, if you, I highly recommend Black Panther is easily one of my top 5 favorite Marvel movies, and Killmonger is a good chunk of that. So, Michael B. Jordan, the way he trained, the way he acted, he embodied the character, well worth it as one of the best cast comic book movie villains. Yeah,
at the end, the dialogue between him and Black Panther, you know, at the very end.
Oh, yeah, where they're both sitting after their fight.
With the sunset and all that. Oh, my God.
Beautiful.
Super, super powerful. Really amazing stuff.
Yeah, Marvel just nails out of the park with those big moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so what is your last pick, right?
Yes. It is the one, the only Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. Kingpin from Marvel's Netflix, the Daredevil.
There you go.
Daredevil.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
So, tell me why.
Now I'm forgetting the guy's name. Do you remember that guy's name?
I can get it in a second. Start talking, I'll figure
it. Yeah. You would take Kingpin, and they've done him before in that terrible Daredevil movie, even though he was alright in it. Vincent D'Onofrio, I remembered, he did not look that, well, he looked it up, but I actually remembered before he could look it up. I win. Yeah, man, so good. Just, again, with the childhood trauma.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Just the crazy stuff that happened with him, and then the monster he turned into. Oh man, just crazy. The brutal stuff he does, but he's calculated. But he also, like, has a soft spot, like his love interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is super, like, compelling, like that.
Very unvillain-like.
Yeah, you know, because he meets this painter, an artist, and he wants to buy a painting from her, but then they end up getting into, like, a relationship, and it's complicated because he's the Kingpin. So it's really weird. But it's so cool that they show that part, and, yeah, really good stuff. I don't know.
I can't agree with you more. Vincent D'Onofrio, who I recently just rewatched Jurassic World, and I forgot he was in that. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he's in that.
He is, right?
Yeah, he plays the, one of the main villains, the guy who tries to steal the raptors for, military technology.
But he has hair.
He does have hair, yeah.
Yeah,
he's not bald. I think that's one of the reasons why it throws me off every time. Anyway, yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, such a fantastic actor, obviously. You know, his resume, kind of talks for itself. But he is so good, and like you mentioned, the flashbacks, the childhood traumas, how brutal he was even as a kid, and how it, and you kind of feel for him in that way. He is such an unbelievable actor, and see, the thing is, going back, so when I used to think of Kingpin, I used to think of the one from Spider-Man the Animated Series, like really obese, bald, with the white coat and the purple.
Yeah, classic Kingpin.
Yeah, so like I never thank God I never really pictured, as much as I love him, Michael Clark Duncan played Wilson Fisk in the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Yeah.
Now, when I think of Wilson Fisk, I no longer think of the animated series, or Michael Clark Duncan, I think of Vincent D'Onofrio in Netflix's Daredevil.
Absolutely.
So, really, like, I keep using this word embodies the character, but just, he thoroughly did.
So much attention to detail, like, from beginning to end, how they go full circle with the wall, and all that stuff.
Very compelling story.
Yeah, and the perfect counterpart to what Daredevil, like the opposite. They played like really. He was just a really great nemesis for Daredevil. He's broke, but he's on the side of good, trying to do the do thing, and Kingpin, he's rich, but he's trying to do the bad thing. They both want to protect the city
in their own way.
Yeah, just different ways. Oh man, really good.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daredevil and Jessica Jones for me are the two top shows on Netflix. Followed by Punisher, which is also great.
Yeah. It's a toss-up between those, like, three.
Personally, for me, it's Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Punisher. In that order. Top to bottom.
I wouldn't argue with that. That's pretty solid. On any given day, mine would probably be the same.
Yeah.
It fluctuates between Daredevil and
Jessica Jones. It's the same for me. Really good, though. So, moving on to my last and the final pick of this episode. I think you all saw this coming from me, but Heath Ledger's Joker from Batman: The Dark Knight.
Don't say.
To me, this is the ultimate villain casting.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good Jokers. Jack Nicholson, and then even if you're going the
George Romero.
I was gonna say George Romero.
Not George Romero.
That's the zombie guy.
Yeah, the other Romero. You know, the guy that had the white mustache on his face.
No, I can't.
The classic 60s.
You know, I had his name and I lost it. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not really talking about him anyway. The 1960s one. I know. The band Poop Pop. So, and then obviously if you're going the animated route, Mark Hamill's the classic voice of the Joker. I think, honestly, I know you didn't like it as much, but I personally enjoyed Suicide Squad as a movie, and I like Jared Leto's performance as the Joker in that different take, still not as good as Heath Ledger. So, why is he such a good Joker? Well, the actor, Heath Ledger, physically turned himself into that character.
Yeah.
There's stories of him where he hauled himself up in his hotel room for days on end, getting his laugh right, getting his mannerisms right, physically making himself go a little crazy, depriving himself of outside interaction and human interaction.
Yeah.
So just solely focused on the role itself.
Yeah, he was very, method.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's method acting to an absolute T, to its finest.
Sometimes that can be a problem.
Yeah, it can. And in this case, a lot of people...
Jim Carrey's case.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Did you see that documentary? The Man... Oh, God.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's very cringy. That whole movie is very cringy. If you haven't seen that, Netflix, Jim Carrey, behind the scenes playing Andy Kaufman for Man on the Moon.
It's super interesting.
Yes, it is.
But anyways... Heath
Ledger's Joker. So that's behind the scenes, and then obviously there's a whole side of it where he's on camera. His mannerisms, the licking of the lips, the voice he puts on, just raking his hair back, the way I keep using the term, calm, cool, and collected, but I think a good villain really has that, the ability to go from intense to chill within a moment's notice. And the fact of the matter is, you really believe that this guy is insane. And the Joker doesn't really have motives. Yeah. He doesn't have a backstory. He doesn't have reasoning. He just is insane. And that's sometimes the hardest villain to fight. And that's why Batman and the Joker have always been, it's always been the hardest challenge for him to overcome, is because there's no reasoning. You can't reason with him because he's insane. All he wants to do is cause death and destruction. And do it in a comical way, or what he finds comical.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all about the chaos.
Yeah, and he's...
Where Batman's the order.
They're exact opposites. If you've never seen The Dark Knight, do yourself a favor, go watch it. If not, even if you're not a Batman fan like Mike, but you just want to see acting to its in its purest form, method acting, Heath Ledger's Joker is, I think, the perfect example of that sort of acting, that style.
See, my thing is, I still don't see him, like, he was great, don't get me wrong, he was great as the Joker, I like Dark Knight, but I just, when I think of Joker, I just don't think of Heath Ledger.
That's fine. I don't either.
Okay.
Which is weird. Because when I think of the Joker, I think of, Bats, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, or even Nicholson.
I don't think of Nicholson. Then again, there's a bit of an age gap between us. So,
yeah.
I grew up with Jack Nicholson watching those movies, but I was more into the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan's trilogy.
Yeah. I can feel it.
But yes, an absolute acting clinic by Heath Ledger. So sad that he's gone. But we'll always have his that role is by far his best.
Yeah.
And we'll always have that to remember him by.
But if you want to see Heath Ledger, watch Knight's Tale.
Also a decent movie.
It's better than The Dark Knight.
Or that. Don't even say that. That's not even funny. like even in a joke, that's not funny. I think my heart just broke in half a little bit.
I was going to say the other movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Brokeback Mountain?
Yeah.
Well, that is a classic movie. If you like to see cowboys, doing it, that's your movie right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for our our comic book movie villain castings.
Yeah, we hope you liked it. You guys have, I'm sure, your own opinions about the villains.
Yeah.
And we missed a bunch, of course.
There's tons that, Oh, you had an honorable mention. Didn't you want to shout out, Winter Soldier?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Winter Soldier. He didn't make the list because I don't think either of us really count him as a
yeah, he's not
super villain,
Yeah, because he was under mind control most of the time. So he didn't really have, he wasn't a real villain because he wasn't actually doing those things, if that makes any sense. He was doing them, but not, intentionally.
Yeah, he didn't have a choice. He was controlled.
Yeah.
He was a victim.
And as for me, as far as honorable mentions goes, I had to drop a couple off my list, but I really wanted to give Aaron Eckhart, who played Two-Face in The Dark Knight. That movie had two really good villains, and sometimes I feel like he gets overshadowed by Heath Ledger. But Aaron Eckhart does such a fantastic job as Harvey Dent, Two-Face.
He was really good.
Yeah, he wasn't the main villain, so I didn't really, when you have to choose between the two of them, obviously it's hard. But
why isn't he in more stuff?
Aaron Eckhart?
Yeah.
He is. He's just... you ever see Thank You for Smoking?
Of course.
He's fantastic in that. Anyway, getting off topic. But yes, to the listeners at home, please, if you have, be like, oh, Brian, Mike, how did you not put, I was born in the darkness, Bane. Why did you not put Bane on the list? How come you didn't put, Danny DeVito's Penguin
or Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's good too.
Everyone hates him.
I loved it.
I liked him, but yeah.
Anyway, so please, social media, Mike, list them off.
Geeklirious on everything. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We are on YouTube for you to subscribe, and iTunes for a 5-star review.
Yes.
And maybe a comment.
Yeah. If you're
like
feeling,
to really help us out.
If you're feeling frisky.
Yeah, if you're really generous.
Yes, 5-star and comments do help us out. Helps spread the Geeklirious word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pretty much on everything. Look up Geeklirious, we should pop up.
Yes, absolutely. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always invite people to do that.
Email as well.
Yes.
Geeklirious@gmail.com.
Please, all questions and comments and concerns, direct them. You can direct them if you want to go email route. There's plenty of ways to contact us. No shortage, and we check our email and social media frequently. So you may get your question read on air. Actually, I can pretty much guarantee if you send a question, it will be read on air.
Good or bad.
Yes, I mean, well, don't curse us out. I mean, maybe we won't. If that's not a question, but
we'll just do the edit.
I'm a star boy. All right. Anyway, guys, see you on Wednesday for an episode of Mike versus Brian. But
Yes.
This about wraps up your Monday episode of Geeklirious. Thank you so very much for listening. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
So long and good night.